never really right time obtuse. Getting in the fight, I might lose. Never really had the bout nice boobs. Hoping I'll keep up 9 soon. Picking up the mic to spike my views. Keep it kinda like haikus. I'ma take the night to write my news. What's the height I wanna strike my noose? We're never really gonna understand this, why I gotta write a symphony. I'm just making use of what I know, so I'm guessing I prefer to do it rhythmically. But I never really seem to get it right. The imperfectionist is just a kid in me. Yeah, I struggle as an artist, I'm the face of definition, woo, the epitome. And I've always had a problem hating on myself, stacking up my wealth to put it on a shelf and throw it down a well. And maybe I rebel to feed it to the devil, never would repel people that I seek to meet in evil hells. Reaching like a leash, I seek it to excel. A cheeky freak that isn't Greek up in the shell, but my mystique is just unique enough to sell. I'm a lyricist, not a rapper, broken so we're not immune.
All right, Wolf Talk Podcast is here with Rye Turner. How you doing today?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic. How are you?
Good. Well, it's Christmas Eve. Are you ready for Christmas?
Absolutely. Actually, for once, I am. Never really been a huge holiday person until the past couple years, but this year is especially good for me.
Oh, that's good. Nice to hear
Yeah.
that. Hopefully next year we can make it better.
Absolutely, that's the goal. Always make things better.
Gotta love that mic behind you.
Oh, yeah. Just another one of those many graphics that Rymix Entertainment produces.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Springfield, Missouri, November of 1993. Spent a good amount of my single digits and a couple of my double digits there. Moved out to Rolla when I was about 14, almost 14. Um, Bounced back between Rolla, Kansas City since I was about 15 years old up until a few years ago where I just moved to St. James and I pretty much stayed put.
There you go. Is it a lot calmer than Kansas City?
Yeah, I can leave my door unlocked if I want to, but I'm still too paranoid for that shit living in the city as long as I did. Um, it's it's peaceful, but socially, I still have like it's been well over 3 years since I've moved down here, and socially, I am still not comfortable down here. It's just the it's just a different kind of crowd down here. It's
Right.
mostly like farmers and small business owners and just school teachers, just small town people.
And you're
I'm
used to
used
the
to
big city.
I'm used to the big crazy. That is absolutely right. Like
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing blicks pop off and sirens about an hour later. Uh, I'm used to the chaotic noise of the city. Like for the first 6 months I lived down here, I could not sleep. Like I intentionally would stream Grand Theft Auto just so I could hear sirens to fall asleep.
Oh my God.
Like people talk about like transitioning from a city to a quiet neighborhood or just a small town, and I'm just all like, I feel you, because a lot of people don't think about, wow, that is really two different worlds there.
And it'd be the same the other way too. You're
Oh,
used to the
absolutely.
silent and moving to somewhere where there's sirens every 5 minutes.
Gonna develop an anxiety disorder.
I know. Yeah, that's why so many people have anxiety nowadays.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I was gonna tell you a good show to watch if you didn't want to use Grand Theft Auto. A good show to watch is Chicago Fire.
I've heard about it. I haven't watched it.
It's a good show.
I'm good.
All
All right. Yeah. Came from Springfield. So I'm like from big cities.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised to be in a big city, but I live in a small town, and I'm loving and hating it at the same time.
So as we brought up yesterday, obviously, being that this is an interview, I'm gonna have to ask it again, even though I know the answers.
Absolutely.
Who are your biggest influences on music?
Top number one, Juice World. Um, as far as my reasonings for getting out there and actually putting out some music, Juice World all the way. If it wasn't for Jared Anthony Higgins, I would never have known it's okay to talk about what's going on inside on a track and then release it and people accept it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as lyrically and my style wise, I know for a fact I'm influenced by Eminem and definitely a huge influence from Eminem. Although my subject matter and my flows are nowhere near as good. You know, Eminem is like every white rapper's like God, I guess. So like I grew up listening to a lot of Eminem. I grew up listening to a lot of Bone Thugs and Harmony, just a lot of the old school rap,
Mm-hmm.
and like for the longest time, Eminem was like the most modern hip hop I listened to until like a few years ago, even. And then I was just all like, yeah, okay, some of this shit sounds pretty good. It's I've been like multicultural influence my whole life. So like as far as music goes, I can't really pick a top three because there's just so much to choose
Right.
from. Because you've got greats from from classic rock, you got your Zeppelin, your AC/DCs, you got your
Mm-hmm.
Black Sabbath, and then you go to the more modern shit in that same genre, and you've got your Bullet for My Valentine, you've got uh, A7X, those good bands,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the other spectrum of musical taste that I came up with, you've got your Pac, you've got no Diddy because nobody likes that guy. You've got the OG and the pioneers of hip hop, the Run DMCs, freaking hell. Even Will Smith was an influence on me as a kid. Uh, I didn't listen to a whole lot of Will Smith records, but I did watch Fresh Prince quite a fucking bit.
Same. And
Yeah, it's a
when I
bop.
watched
It's a show.
when I watched the show and when he really released that album, that's the only thing I could do. I had to go get it. I had to blare it in my car.
Hmm. I believe my uncle William had a Will Smith album, but rarely played it. I do know, like my first CD ever came from my uncle William, and it was Tupac's Greatest Hits. I'm pretty sure I still have that disc around here somewhere too. It's a 25-year-old CD. um, but yeah, as far as like influence wise, I can't really pinpoint exactly who influenced me the most because I think it's a conglomeration of all of it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because I try to throw a little bit of every sound that I love into my music, whether I'm picking a beat or I'm making a beat. Like if I'm picking out a beat, I'm always looking for a good, subtle but classy guitar track in the background, or just a straight heavy 808 with some piano.
Mm-hmm.
And those are like you get a lot of those in Juice World songs, but I mostly go for it because it kind of sounds and feels like where I came from as a Midwest emo artist originally. Because whenever I first became a musician, I was just a kid. I was just fucking around, wasn't even taking it seriously, but everybody's like, "Damn, dude, you're actually a pretty decent Midwest emo artist." And I'm like, uh, "Okay."
Right?
I wasn't like hella about it until I joined my first band whenever I was 16. And then I was about it, but nobody gave a shit.
So what kind of band did you join?
So my very first band was a band called Breaching Autumn, and that was back in I want to say about 2010. Um, we were we were a weird section in between post-hardcore and Midwest emo and progressive metal. We were just in that weird trifecta in the dead center of it. We did a lot of really good covers, but our original music was definitely obscure to say the least. But some people liked it, and I mean, I still to this day love the songs from my old band. I still am in contact with a couple of the members, not all of them because we went through a few members before we even disbanded. Uh,
Right.
but the big three, me, Aaron Kane, and Nathan Vegas is what he's known as now. We were originally Breaching Autumn. We're the original members. Uh, we just went about our own lives in different journeys and haven't looked back. Nathan Vegas is actually a pretty good country artist now. He plays a lot around in my area, the St. James and Rolla area. Erin, she's doing amazing things on the drum set still, as far as I know. And I just evolved in my own way, doing this.
You decided to do your own thing.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the
Right.
reasons why I disbanded with them was mainly ego reasons, not just on them, but on me being a
Mhm.
young dumb kid. I had a lot to learn, and working as a team at that time was not necessarily like doable on my brain because I was too irresponsible, I was too selfish, I was too arrogant, too cocky. I had to get fucking humbled. And eventually I got humbled.
So what do you got planned for this upcoming year?
This upcoming year, so I'm already booking shows for spring and summer. I'm actually trying to make the Rolla in St. James, generally the Phelps County area. I'm trying to get the music scene popping down here like it used to be whenever I was younger.
Mhm.
Because we had 3 different venues when I was younger, and they were always popping off as something. And now, since I've been an adult, and like I'm just like, man, where the hell is that scene at now? Now that I'm
Right.
actually old enough to go into these bars, drink, and have fun with these people, and actually get my name out there as well. Where the fuck are they? The venues are
Uh,
there. There's just no promoters. So
the
I'm
the
working on not only extending my hand as an artist and saying, hey guys, there's good underground music around here, uh, but bringing other artists down here and trying to work out shows and stuff as well. Uh, it could happen, or I could fail. It's all trial and error, so it's a journey. But I'm definitely about it.
a lot of things went dry when COVID started.
Absolutely, yeah.
People were like, not reaching out there to do that anymore. Where I'm actually creating events and getting people gigs, and so
Exactly.
like I said, if you ever want to come into Ohio, let me know.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I actually have family that live in Cleveland or just outside of Cleveland that I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen in quite a while, so that'd be another reason to go up there.
What part of Ohio?
Around Cleveland, I don't know how long it's been since we've talked, but it's been a while. Last time I knew, my sister and her husband were living in like just outside of Cleveland.
Yeah, I live 40 minutes south.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and I'm very close to a big venue down. It's like 5 minutes down the road for me, like a big,
That's
big
lit.
music venue. And you probably heard about it.
Cool.
It's called Blossom Music Center.
Blossom, Blossom Music Center. I don't think I have, but that's just because I'm like a homebody and I'm a Missourian.
Believe it or not, a lot of people across the United States have heard about it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like huge. It's got all the big names all summer long.
Okay, so it's like a huge. It's like
It's an outdoor venue.
gotcha.
Got a big pavilion, indoor and outdoor. So
Sounds pretty nice. Sounds pretty nice.
so
Yeah.
other
Summer plan is book a lot of shows, get some more exposure for damn sure. Do a lot more interviews.
Well, like I said, we'll be down to do that thing in Missouri. Obviously, if you're on my
Yeah.
show now, you're always welcome to come back if you want to talk about a new album dropping or any big
I'll
show
bet.
that's coming up. Just
Absolutely.
give me a holler. And
Alrighty. Absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
so other than that, where people can find your stuff at.
So my music is all available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, pretty much anywhere you stream music, you can find Rye Turner music. It's not hard. You can literally just Google me. I found out the hard way because I was telling one of my old friends, and we recently reunited over phone, and he's like, "What you been up to for like the past fucking 16 years?" I was like, "Man, a lot, dude. I got kids, and oh, I'm a rapper now." He's like, "The fuck you go from being a metalhead, freaking guitarist and screamer to being a rapper?" I was like, "I don't know. It just happened." And he's like, "Bullshit." And he's like, "So what's your artist name?" And I was like, "Rye Turner." I was like, "My fucking name." He's like, "Bullshit." Well, he ends up coming over to the house and he's just like, "By the way, that's fucking dope." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, you're Googleable." And I was like, "Okay." He showed me. I was like, "Oh, the first 16 things you see when you Google Rye Turner is Rye motherfucking Turner. Go figure, you know?" Still do not have a Wikipedia page though. That is honestly on the dream list. Uh, like I don't want to be like a huge like I said yesterday, I don't want to be a household name by any sorts of the word. I just want my family to be good and my family's family to be good when
Mm-hmm.
I'm gone, you know. And I want the Turner name to mean something. I want to make accomplishments to where not only am I good, but a good like I can help others around me that
Mm-hmm.
desperately need it. Pretty much a little. I want to get to the point where I can be into philanthropy and shit and humanitarianism because yes,
And that's funny you bring up Google. You should Google Wolf Air Records.
I did.
You did.
Yeah. I do my research before I get interviewed. I always
You
do. Business.
I googled myself the other day and I just about fell over. I'm like, holy crap.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm like all over.
It's a lot. That's what happens when you make moves online, and you get your name out there online. See it like online, there's probably a good 40,000 people who know my name and know my music. It's just that's not my audience.
Right.
It's it's all just like word of mouth, or somebody will mention me, or I'll be on the For You page on TikTok. I've went through 3 TikTok accounts in the past 4.5 years, almost 5 years. My original TikTok, I gained 135,000 followers and just went viral off of one fucking song. And then freaking, I was live and got some fucking troll in my shit, and I cussed him out. And I call him a fucking half nut bitch, and my screen went black, and then my account was gone. I was like, fuck. So I don't know if that account got banned or hacked and deleted, but it's gone, and I'm still to this day pretty pissed off about it because I worked really hard. Because like the journey from transitioning from a singer songwriter solo artist into hip hop, that whole journey was on that specific account, and all that's gone now. So I'm like, fuck. Like that's a whole documentary. Damn it.
Right,
You know.
right.
So not only was it like the intellectual property and online assets that I lost, it was all those followers too, because I had to
Mm.
restart. And now, like on that account, I got over 10,000 followers on that account, which much love, you know. Um, but I can't go live on it, so I have another account to go live on that has just 1,000 in some audience, and then I have the 10,000, and I kind of just bounce back. Most of my music gets posted on that TikTok for advertising, and then my other one's pretty much just like I'm going live and I'm goofing around and telling everybody what's going on.
That way, if it gets banned, you won't lose the other one. The stuff that's that's
I
smart.
have a backup Instagram too. It's Rymix Entertainment on Instagram. Rye Turner on Instagram is the main. The real Rye Turner. I can't remember if I changed it to just Rye Turner or the real Rye Turner. I'll post it. I'll post it. I'll post it in the comments whenever I share the link to the live.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So, you working on anything new?
I am. I am working on an album currently. So far, I have one song for this album completely finished, ready to release. It's called Dark Thoughts. It's pretty much it's about a mentality that I've had in the past where like I was like a mild alcoholic. I had to have a drink in order to write, and I don't do that anymore. Um, but like, and that was at a point in time where I was writing stuff, and it was just really fucking dark. It was like morbid, like practically like people would assume it was a suicide note song with how dark and just depressing and fucked up it was. It was so fucked up I wasn't comfortable releasing it, and that's so rare for me because I just don't give a fuck what people think of me most of the time. So I'll just post anything
Right.
typically. But it was just too dark. It was just like no, because people are gonna worry and think that there's actual emotion behind that and play too deep into it, so I'm not gonna release it. And so I was just like, fuck it, man. It pretty much tells the story of an artist who's depressed and who's dealing with substance abuse and trying to find inspiration to write good music that's going to get them far, but ends up failing every time or just not feeling like it's good enough, but still being confident enough to keep it up. Um, song's called Dark Thoughts, and it's my first song that I'm gonna release that has no filter on my voice, um, no auto tune or anything. It's just
Oh,
straight
cool.
rap. It's my first straight hip hop song because most of my music has elements of other genres in it.
Right.
A lot would call my genre alternative hip hop or emo rap. I just call it Rye Turner music. Because like I can't classify it, you know, because I don't know where it comes from really. It just it comes out of here.
You're gonna create your own genre.
That's I might have to.
So the next
Yeah,
person that comes along and they sound like you, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's Rye Turner music."
it's Ri-Fi.
Right? Fine.
That's that Rye mix. That's what that is. That's that Rye mix, which you know, Rye mix is actually my brand that I'm building. I've got t-shirts, hats. Pretty much that's my merch line. Also, the name I'm going to be using for promotion reasons to build a scene down here. That's the brand is Rye Mix.
So how much are your shirts?
My shirts, they vary. It depends on the design. It depends on the size, really. I used to do it to where size didn't matter. It was one set price difference between design, but that was getting because like the plug I go through to get my merch, a small for me to get it made is like $15. And so I was charging $30 flat for any size t-shirt. Because a large was like almost $30 to have made. So I was like losing money on the larges. So
Right.
that's why I'm just like, depending on the size and design, it's going to vary because it's all
Yeah.
different materials, it's all different cuts of t-shirt even. Um, I'm wanting to have a good amount of merch at my table at the event in May. That's a aspiration I have, and hopefully I'll have enough merch for everybody. But I'm definitely gonna have merch.
Cool.
My hats are typically like $40, because they're not screen printed; those are actually stitched in. Uh, and I'm working on more designs for these two. This banner behind me, on the corner, it says Rye Turner on it. That's actually a T-shirt design.
Oh, that's cool.
that I'm using for my background. That's one of my t-shirt designs. That design can be on the face of a black t-shirt, a white t-shirt, or a red t-shirt. Then I've got another one that's pretty much the negative to that. The colors are reversed.
I wonder if you turn your phone wide, if you could actually see it. Turn your
Yes,
phone.
probably. You probably see more of it, yeah.
No, okay, I see it. Is it on the microphone?
Yeah,
Oh, no, the turner on the... Okay, I see it now.
yeah. Yeah, I got 2 variations of that design and plus like 40 other designs that I'm working on picking from to have shirts and hats and bracelets and all sorts of shit made. Posters.
Awesome.
I might have posters. I did have a Etsy store and I did have a Shopify store for specifically merch and also just novelty t-shirts that I make, but fell under hard times and had to close that store. But I am definitely working on getting that opened back up within the next year.
Shopify is a little pricey, especially if you don't have a job.
Yes. Yes, it is. Even having a job. Even when you have a job. Even when you have a job, it's still expensive.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to tell everybody?
Shit, tune in. More good shit to come. Follow me on TikTok at Rymix or Rye Turner. Follow my Instagram, The Real Rye Turner. Search Rye Turner in Google. You can get all my links to anything. I do message people back on my TikTok and sometimes on my Instagram. But yeah, also be sure to come out and I think it's Moberly, Missouri on March 1st to see me open up for the Hicks as well. Come to this festival. It's going to be lit. I'm going to have a lot of great artists. We're going to have King Duke there. We're going to have myself there, October Sky, Elvis 300 is going to be there. Can't wait to meet that guy. Yeah, come to this festival, man. That's what I got to say.
Yeah. And definitely we'll be streaming live too, so everybody will be able to see
Absolutely.
who don't show up.
Yeah. For sure. It's going to be lit.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining. We will definitely have another show down the road before the event. And then, like I said, if you have anything coming out, dropping, or anything you're coming, you want to announce to everybody, let me know, and we can set up an interview.
Absolutely, will do. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. Well, you have a great Christmas Eve, and
you as well.
Great New Year's, and we will talk to you soon.
Awesome.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.